So welcome to our channel. So today we are going to look at organs of speech. So as part of learning phonetics, we looked at voiced and voiceless and how many sounds are there, and now we are going to look at the organs of speech. So why do we need organs of speech? For the production of speech sounds, we need an in-stream mechanism. For example, say ha or say bha, ba. What is happening? So keep your hand near your mouth and say ha and bha. So what is happening? So the air that flows out of your mouth is modified into sounds by the production of certain organs of your body. So when you say ha and ba, what happened here? You can feel some air coming from your mouth. Okay, so this is called airstream mechanism. Actually, airstream mechanism is the basis of speech sounds. Don't get confused by the word. Airstream mechanism is air that is used for the production of sounds. So that's called airstream mechanism. Lung air is used for production of speech sounds. So how the sounds are produced? So when the lung air comes out through oral cavity or nasal cavity, the sounds are produced. The air that we breathe out is modified into speech sounds. Okay, so these are the organs of speech. You can look at some parts of your body. So just here, so you can see the organs of speech. Some organs which will help you during this production of sounds. Let's look at the lungs, the larynx, etc. And let's go into the details. Organs of speech. Organs of speech are described under three systems. Okay, there are three systems in organs of speech. First one, respiratory system. Second one, phonatory system, and articulatory system. So let's go into the details of these three systems. First one, respiratory system. Respiratory system consists of three important things, organs. Just look at it. First one, lungs. Second one, muscles of the chest. Third one, windpipe. So remember these three. So as I told you, there are three organs, main organs in respiratory system. So first one, lungs. Second one, muscles of the chest. Third one, windpipe. Okay, so you know that the lungs and where the lungs are located, and you know the muscles of the chest. So these are muscles of the chest, and then windpipe. Okay, so this is windpipe. So these three organs will help you in production of speech sounds. So this is respiratory system. Let's look at one by one. So what does it do? What is the role of lungs? Let's look at it carefully. It performs the action of breathing or respiration, exhaling and inhaling. So you take in the air and you take out the air. The lungs provide the source of energy for our vocal activity by this airstream mechanism. The airstream mechanism is called pulmonic aggressive airstream. What is this? Pulmonic aggressive airstream. And pulmonic means lungs. Pulmonic means lungs. So aggressive airstream means that the airstream goes out of the lungs. Okay, So finally you try to understand the lungs will provide the air that you require for production of speech sounds. And the next one is the muscles of the chest. The lungs perform respiration under the function of muscles of the chest. So all these muscles will help you to perform perform airstream mechanism. And third one is called windpipe. So windpipe has another name. Windpipe has another name. So trachea. Okay. So remember this. So it is useful for objective questions also. The air passes through this windpipe. Okay. So we looked at three organs of this organs in this respiratory system. First one, the lungs. Second one, the muscles of the chest. Third one, the windpipe. So the windpipe's another name is trachea. Let's look at the second system. This is phonatory system. Before the airstream goes out of the mouth, it undergoes several modifications. So before the air comes out from our mouth, there are some changes will take place. So there are two important organs in this respiratory system. The first one is the larynx, and the second one is vocal cords. Larynx and vocal cords. So let's go into the details. What is this larynx? So as you see in the picture, okay, so this is larynx. This is the larynx. So just above the windpipe. So now it has another name. It is known as Adam's apple. So some people think Adam's apple is located only for boys. No, it's located for everyone. Okay, what is this larynx? It is a bony box-like structure in the front part of throat and the upper part of trachea. It's known as Adam's apple. So where is it? It is located in the front part of the throat. Front part of the throat and the upper part of trachea. Okay. So next one is the vocal cords. Another important organs for speech production is vocal cords. Vocal cords are a pair of lip-like structure inside the larynx. Okay. So we looked at larynx, and so inside of this larynx, so there are two pair lip-like structures. So these are called vocal cords. These vocal cords are placed horizontally from front to the back, joined at the front and separated at the back. They joined at the front and separated at the back. Therefore, they can have a large number of positions. Okay. So next one, the important position of the vocal cords. Vocal cords drawn wide apart. What does it mean? This is the normal position. Just look at the picture. So this is the normal position of vocal cords during breathing. The airstream can pass freely without setting the vocal cords into vibration and produces voiceless sounds. So see, when these voiceless sounds like a cat, fat, chat, top, sheet, seat, okay, the initial sounds of these words cat, ka, fa, cha, ta, sha and sa. So when these voiceless sounds are produced, so the vocal cords will be like this, and there won't be any vibration in the vocal cords. A wide opening is between the vocal cords is called glottis. So there is some space here. So this space is called glottis. So we'll go into the details of that also later. And the next important position of vocal cords is held loosely together. Okay, so this is not actually open. So loosely together, it's open and closed, open and closed. The airstream set the vocal cords into vibration. We hear a some sound vibration. The sounds that set the vocal cords into vibration are voiced sounds. The initial sounds of red, men, dead, bed, let, nest, then, jump, you, yellow, well, and all vowels. Okay, so initial sounds of these words and all words, all vowel sounds are vocal voiced sounds. So I made a video on these voiced sounds. You can go through it and try to understand the difference between voiceless sounds and voiced sounds. And another important position of vocal cords is vocal cords held tightly together. The first one is open, wide apart, and the second one is loosely together, and the third position is vocal cords held tightly together. Glote is closed and no air can escape it. Vocal cords are closed and the airstream is stopped completely for a short period of time. Suddenly, the vocal cords drawn apart and produce explosive sound that is called glottal stop, like a mid cough. For example, the last sounds of lip, shut, sick. So these sounds, okay, are produced when the glottis is stopped. And the third system in this organs of speech is the articulatory system. So what are there in articulatory system? After larynx, the airstream passes through other 9 organs of speech that are laying above the larynx. So above this you can see this picture. So there are some organs are placed here, you can see. So we'll try to understand what are the names of these 9 organs. First one, the lips. Second one, the teeth. Third one, the alveolar ridge. Fourth one, the hard palate. Fifth one, the soft palate. Sixth one, the uvula. Third one, the tongue. Eighth one, the pharynx. Ninth one, the glottis. Okay, so remember these 9 organs of speech which are part of this articulatory system. The people who are preparing for teacher jobs, you all must remember all these names carefully. Remember what are there in a articulatory system. So what are there in a phonatory system? Let's see. You can phonatory system, and what is the first one? Respiratory system. So in all these respiratory system, phonatory system, articulatory system, what are the organs and what are the names of those organs, and what are the functions of those organs also are important for exams point of view. Okay, this is very important. The organs of speech that make these organs of speech make articulatory system together. There are 9 organs, the lips, the teeth, etc. Let's look at, we'll try to understand active articulators and passive articulators. So what does it mean? Active articulators are those organs of speech that move from their position of rest to articulate against other organs of speech that do not or cannot move, which are called passive articulators. So very simple, the articulators, for example, see there are 9 organs speech we are looking at. So these 9 organs which are moving from one position to another, their position to another position to articulate and while articulating. So these organs are active articulators, which are the organs which are not moving are called passive articulators. Okay, the lips. First one, the lips. Okay, The upper and there are two parts in a lip. The upper and lower lip have important role in producing certain speech sounds, especially in producing vowels. So closing the lips, then releasing the closure abruptly. So for example, pa, ba. So we close the lips and suddenly we release the lips. We open it. Suddenly we open it. So pa sound, ba sound are produced when the lips are closed and suddenly released. And the second one is closing the lips and making nasal consonant. For example, closing the lips and making, we close the lip and we produce ma sound. This is a nasal consonant, nasal sound. Okay, so there are nasal sounds and oral sounds. I'll tell you later what are these nasal sounds and oral sounds. And the third one is protrude and rounded. For example, oo. So some sounds are rounded sound, oo. So lips are rounded. Spread, e. For example, in beats, e sound, e sound. Okay, so when you produce this e sound beads, so your lips are spreading. So when you say oo, your lips are oo, your lips are rounded. Boot. And a neutral position, oh. For example, so neutral means not spreading, not rounded. For example, about, okay. So these are the lips and lips position. Next organs of speech is teeth. Next one is teeth. Certain consonants are produced with the help of the teeth. For example, see movement. You try to look at the movement. Putting the tongue in between the front teeth, which are called interdental fricatives. For example, think, that. Okay, putting the tongue between the front teeth. So where do we keep our tongue? Between the front teeth. And the other one is pressing the lower lip with the upper front teeth, which are called labiodental fricatives. Okay, fa, van, etc. So press the lower lip. And the next one is alveolar ridge. What does it mean? What is this alveolar ridge? It's located just behind the upper front teeth and consonant and upper front teeth, and consonantal sounds like ta, da, na, la, sa, za are produced here. So just look here, tongue position, tongue tip or blade touches the alveolar ridge. Okay, for example, la, na, your tongue is touching alveolar ridge, making a complete closure by the tip of the tongue and the alveolar ridge, followed by sudden release of closure. For example, ta, da, sudden closure. And when you produce sa and z, narrowing the passage of the air at the alveolar ridge and forcing the air out through this passage. And the next one is hard palate. We are looking at nine organs in articulatory system. Fourth one is the hard palate. The hard bony surface of the roof of the mouth immediately after alveolar ridge, it's not movable. This hard palate is not movable. Where is it? It is on the roof of the mouth. So for example, when you say yeah, the front part of the tongue moves toward hard palate. Next one, soft palate or velum. Soft palate or velum. So you can see where is soft palate. So soft palate is between hard palate and uvula. Okay, So what is this soft palate? Soft palate has another name called velum. Velum. The soft and mobile part of the roof of the mouth immediately after the hard palate. So movement. So the velum drops down and the back of the tongue makes a closure with velum, which is called a velar closure. For example, ka, ka. Okay, ka, ga. These are all sounds produced using the soft palate. And uvula. What is this uvula? So you can see the uvula in the picture. So that is the last part in the mouth. It's a small fleshy pendant structure at the very end of the soft palate. It's end of the soft palate. The back of the tongue articulates with uvula and produces Q sound. Okay, Q sound. Ga. And the next one, the tongue. This is the seventh organ. It's the most important single organ of speech. Even in many languages, the word tongue means language too. It's flexible and can make a large number of gestures to produce speech sound. It has different parts also. Tongue has different parts. So tip, blade, front, back, rims, etc. Different parts of the tongue. The tip, when the tongue is the state of the rest, is the part that is lying behind the lower front. The blade, it's lying the opposite side of the alveolar ridge. The front is, its faces the hard palate. The back, it's on the opposite side of the soft palate. The rims, they are the edges of the tongue. Next one, so movement of the tongues. Any part of the tongue can be moved to produce speech sounds. The tip and the blade make a contact with the alveolar ridge, ta, da, etc. The front of the tongue may be raised toward hard palate. When you say ya, you, e, the back of the tongue makes a contact with the soft palate, ka, ga, etc. Pharynx, eighth organ of speech is pharynx. It's like a tube. Pharynx is, it's like a tube. You can see in the picture, you can see what is this larynx, what is this pharynx, etc. What is this pharynx? It's like a tube just above the larynx and before uvula. So we looked at what is uvula, where is it located. Its top is divided into two parts. One part goes to oral activity, oral cavity, and another one goes to nasal cavity. Okay, so there are oral cavity, there is a oral cavity and there is nasal cavity. So this is oral cavity and this is nasal cavity. And the next part of the organ is the glottis. What is this glottis? Where is it? It's the space between the vocal cords. So when the vocal cords are opening, there is some space. That space is called glottis. So with the rapid closing the opening of the glottis, the air stream traps behind it. Then with a sudden release of air makes glottal stop sounds like ta. Okay. So we looked at nine organs in a articulatory system. Oral and nasal cavities. What are these oral and nasal cavity? Just look at it. This is oral cavity and this is a nasal cavity. Just remember that. So we'll try to understand what is this oral cavity. The air is pushed by the lungs and travels through the mouth, which is called oral cavity, or through the nose, which is called nasal cavity. Okay, the air travels, so through this is oral passage, this is a nasal passage, and you can see this state of the soft palate. So what are there in a soft palate? So raised soft palate, lowered soft palate, nasal passage blocked and nasal passage open. So when the nasal passage is blocked, oral sounds produced. When the nasal passage is open, when the nasal passage is open, so what happened? Oral passage is blocked, oral passage is also open. Both will happen. So and the other one is, so when nasal passage is open, nasal sounds produced, nasalized sounds also produced. Okay, so this is about organs of speech, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please write a comment. If you like this video, like it, share it. Thank you.